If you've been following this collectible guide, this is the last part. This is the Left Behind DLC, or standalone portion of what comes with The Last of Us Part 1. There are 14 artifacts and 14 optional conversations to have in the DLC. And there is the last set of jokes that Ellie will tell. This is the first section called Back in a Flash. The first, third, and fifth sections of the Left Behind are Ellie by herself, so the only collectibles you're going to be able to even worry about are artifacts. But the second and fourth section of the game will be a pretty large and substantial flashback that will give us a lot of backstory to Ellie's story before the main game starts, if you haven't played it already. So what we did was we first walked into the some kind of pharmacy. Yeah, it was a pharmacy. And now we just went into the toy store because we need to find a key. So we went all the way to the left corner of the toy store here. And you're going to find your second artifact, which is the key first, and then there's going to be a third artifact and collectible that you're going to pick up here.
Oh, fuck. God damn it.
There is artifact number 86, which is a series of pictures. Little photo booth roll there with a cute little note. So again, we started at the pharmacy and we headed to the room, the store directly to the right of it, and got the key, and then we went back into the pharmacy and opened up the door, which led us to this kind of area we crawled out of and then through a bunch of debris. Then you're going to come to this, I believe this is the helicopter pilot or someone from the helicopter that will play a part in later. This whole time Ellie's looking for a full health pack. It's funny that one of the first things she finds is a health kit. Probably would have been enough to help Joel out, but we continued to play anyway. But anyway, next to the body with the health kit is another artifact. So now we are in the second section of the game called Mallrats. We've got 2 artifacts and 12 optional conversations here.
I follow him into this alley and all these
Is that true? Let me see. Double check it's a full 12.
To Marlene.
Yes, it is.
Were you scared?
Terrified.
First thing you're going to come up to is an artifact here, which is the poster of
She was expecting me.
Marlena.
And she just made you a firefly?
Something
Or
like
Marlene,
that.
I mean.
That whole almost killing me thing was a test.
Just as we saw
She
in
wanted to
the
know I was committed.
main game
Oh.
quite early. Then you're going to follow Riley
What about
through
the rest of the guys? How are they
a
doing?
bunch of areas
Riley, those are your friends.
as you head
But
towards
you
the
talked
mall.
to them?
And there's going to be a lot of
Yeah, I
optional
guess.
conversations that are going to pop up. First one is here
Have
with the
you found the light
firefly emblem on the wall.
yet? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend your people. So what? You buy into this whole thing now?
All I know is that I'm not a soldier.
Okay.
Then Riley's going to take you to the mall. And once you head down your first elevator here, head to the right. There are a couple large billboards on the walls, advertisements and such. I was capturing this as I was playing it for the first time in 7 or 8 years, so I had a basic plan, but I could not remember exactly where some of these collectibles were. So here is the billboard you're supposed to have the next conversation for, and I guess Riley just wasn't paced with Ellie for that, and so I couldn't do the conversation yet. And then she walked up to it, so you just have to make sure that Riley's with you,
You still
and then you'll be able to
saving up
start
for
this
that
conversation.
vacation?
Every penny. You?
Every penny.
Hey, what did we end up picking?
Hello, surfing in LA?
That's right. Surfing in LA. Come on, let's keep going.
Once that conversation is done, just head straight, basically catching up to your path that you would be on if you just exited
I got
the
the map.
escalator
Our
and moved
water
forward.
guns? Bullshit.
And they're going to
You
have
telling
another
me Corporal
conversation
Dickhead
about
gave
the
your
water
life to
guns.
Of course not. I had to sneak into his office. Riley, I had them in my hands.
you? But your ass got caught.
But my ass got caught.
What'd he do to you?
Scrubbing duty for 2 weeks. Bathrooms.
Oh, Ellie. I keep telling you to give up on them. They're never coming back.
They will be mine again.
So this next conversation should come up for you as you get close to the tent here,
heard?
or at least move down the escalator,
You know how it
your second
happened?
escalator.
They said he just fell off his horse. Heart attack or something.
Man. Well, how many people
Just
get
if at
died
all
after
possible, try
conservation?
to
None that I know of.
activate that conversation before you go inside the tent or walk towards the saddle, which is right there on the bench, because you don't want to accidentally start a different optional conversation. Because once you walk into this tent, another optional conversation will present itself, which is kind of hard to see. It's right there on the table.
What? Is this Winston? Man, guy used to be handsome.
Bingo. Want some?
Now here Riley is going to offer you a
Nah, I'm
drink.
good.
You can
Okay.
accept or reject
Cheers, Winston.
the end result. Whether you choose to accept or reject will be the same,
Come
or at
on.
least you'll get credit for the optional conversation, so you don't need to worry about that. And then once you leave the tent, just go straight to the saddle.
What happened to Princess?
I assumed after Winston died, they took her. Poor horse. She's probably out there terrified.
Now let's see what else this place has.
Ellie and Riley will then go into a Halloween store, and
Look at all this
you
stuff.
will put on a werewolf mask and roar. Be a little roar mini game. Head on over to this area with
Bought
the
this stuff?
kind of
I don't get it.
bookshelf set up here, and get the eyeballs for another optional conversation. Some of these are kind of dependent on Riley and where she is. You have to wait until she goes over to the next area, kind
Wow. That was stupid.
of in front of where Ellie is now. There's another set of costumes hanging on the wall to the right, and on that little corner there's a vampire mask, which you just caught a glimpse of. Do not open those doors, because then you'll miss out on all the rest of the optional conversations, and there are quite a few that are in this room. So Riley has now moved on to it. She's putting the mask on.
Hey.
When she turns around,
I am
and the
Count.
triangle prompt shows up. Just click on it.
I'm actually Countess. I am Countess Dracula. Yeah.
There are 2 more masks that Ellie is going to put on. One of them is the witch's mask, which is right here. I'll walk past it a little bit before I realize what it is. So put that on for the next optional conversation.
Ha 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 ha! The ruby slippers! What have you done with them? Oh my, Toto! What will we do? Oh man.
So you want to head to the shelf that's behind where Ellie's standing, to the left instead of right. I went down the wrong shelf here. So we're gonna loop around. That's the werewolf mask. Right here, this bird mask.
Oh, triple phoenix.
This is your next optional conversation. It's a pretty quick one, at least.
What do you think? Adorable.
And then right here
Why, thank you,
in
kind
front
pigeon.
of, like behind where Riley's standing, there is a skull that acts kind of like a magic 8-ball. What you want to do is pick that up, and you're going to want to exhaust all conversations that Ellie can have with it. It's about 8 times you want to have her pick it up, ask it a question, and listen to the answer. The very last question she's going to ask is in regards to, are they ever going to get their water guns back? So once you hear that question, you should be done, but basically just exhaust any prompts to hit triangle while Ellie is standing there. And then once that's done, head on out the door and start the Brickmaster challenge.
My car had tougher windows. Yeah, whatever.
If you are successful in beating Riley
I'm scared.
at the brick throwing game, then you will be able to have your next optional conversation and ask her any of these questions that you want. It doesn't matter which one you choose. If you don't win the brick throwing competition, then you may want to reload the checkpoint and do it until you can, because you're going to miss out on a trophy and this optional conversation.
Was I?
No, it's just.
Again, it does not matter which of the questions you ask, as long as you win the brick throwing challenge and ask her any of those questions. And that is, I believe, I'm pretty sure that's the last optional conversation, but I figured it might be good context just to show you. Well, actually, we have an artifact coming up here, that's why.
Creeping me out.
So, you know how we thought they only powered certain areas of the city?
Yeah.
Follow me.
So down here, there's an open room on the left here, and in the back of the room, there's a counter,
This way.
the coffee maker. Wrong side. There we go. Right there on the right is your next artifact, the warning note. Next, we're going to head back to Ellie in the mall during the, I guess you could say, present time. There's 4 artifacts to collect in this subchapter. And this subchapter is called So Close, if I didn't mention that. So head over here to this corner. This is going to be after you jump down from the set of stairs down into the snow. you're going to basically head to the far right corner of where she drops down to get to that artifact there, the Atrium note. Then eventually you're going to have to get this generator going so that you can open up some gates and some fences and some other things. So here's the generator.
Here we go.
Next to the generator is your next artifact, the generator note. This is all in order to get to the helicopter, in hopes that the helicopter will have a medical kit with a suture in it. So once you deal with the whole watery area, the stalkers, and all the other fun stuff that happens there, you'll finally get the power on and you'll be able to open up this gate. Once you get to the top of these escalators, head to the left for the Atrium recorder.
Well, Ellis, I found a couple recorders. Maybe we can, document this whole thing. It gives me an excuse to talk. Even if it is to myself. You hit me pretty hard the other night. Not gonna lie, that shit still stings. I was trying to feed you. You actually accused me of stealing your food. You got any idea how hungry I am? I mean, I know it's the fever talking. I left you, Hell, I even managed to get a good 10 miles out before turning back around. It's like you say. We sleep together, we eat together, we shit together. This unit is a family. So no. I'm not going anywhere. God. Just let him pull through. This thing is stupid.
In the last part of this subchapter, Ellie is going to climb into the helicopter. There's going to be a cutscene, and part of the cutscene is Ellie getting the medical supplies that she was looking for, and it is considered an artifact. It is automatically put into her inventory. You don't need to go back to your inventory, open it up, and do anything with it. It is in there. So this is considered one of the collectibles, artifact number 93. And right here you're going to see her grab it. Check to see that it has what she needs.
Please be in here.
And she's happy.
I'm not letting you go. I'm not letting you go.
And now we head into the fun and games subchapter. 2 artifacts, 2 optional conversations, and our long-awaited final Ellie's jokes. So go ahead and get on the carousel. Click the triangle button to ride the horse, and that will start up the next optional conversation and cutscene.
Whoa. Riley, come here.
No, you got this. Go.
What the heck?
Riley's going to ride
Awesome.
the merry-go-round here for a minute or so. Riley's going to join her.
Come on, get up here. Sit next to me.
All right, wait up. No.
Man.
And the merry-go-round is going to crap out, pretty much. But next, without any need to do anything
Well,
else.
I loved it.
On our
So
part,
there.
Riley is going to hand us our next artifact, which
I
is
got
no
something
pun
else.
intended, volume
What is that?
2.
What did the triangle say to the circle?
What is that?
You're so pointless.
Fuck you! You found another pun book?
What did the cannibal get when he showed up to the party late? A cold shoulder. Here, it's for you.
Just like the medical
you
kit
know, you might just
being
be my
obtained
favorite
during a
person
cutscene,
again.
the joke book
Just
is now
saying.
I know my girl.
an artifact that we
Just
collected
saying.
without even having to pick it up. So now that Ellie has the joke book, just go
Alright,
ahead
you
and
ready?
read through all the
Alright.
jokes
I heard two
until
peanuts
there's no
walked
more
into a
jokes to
park.
tell for the getting,
One
I'm
was
sorry,
assaulted.
for the That's All I Got trophy.
Good one.
Good.
A boiled egg in the morning is really hard to beat.
That's funny.
That is funny.
I like that one.
I'm reading a book on anti-gravity, and it's impossible to put down.
Nice.
Yes, that one's awesome. It's not that the guy didn't know how to juggle. He just didn't have the balls to do it.
Oh.
I'm glad I know sign language. It's become quite handy.
That's silly.
That's really silly. I forgot how to throw a boomerang, but it came back to me.
Yeah.
When a clock is hungry, it goes back 4 seconds. Oh,
Yeah.
get it?
Yeah.
It goes back
4 seconds.
for seconds.
Yeah.
I once heard a joke about amnesia, but I forget how it goes. Good one. When the power went out at the school, the children were delighted.
Okay.
Those fish were shy. They were obviously coy.
Oh, that's cute.
That was cute.
That was cute.
Those 2 men drinking battery acid will soon be charged.
Ugh, that's dark.
It's kind of dark. What is the pirate's favorite letter?
Oh, I know this one.
Nah, 'tis the sea. Oh, 'cause the sea, 'cause the water, the ocean.
That's the best one so far.
Yes, awesome. I'm inclined to be laid back. That's true. I actually feel like that's true.
it? That's the
That
whole
was-
joke?
That's the whole joke. He's reclining.
Inclined. Meh.
Newspaper headline reads, "Cartoonist found dead at home. Details are sketchy." Yes.
That's cute.
Oh man, I love this book. The magician got frustrated and pulled his hair out.
Oh, okay.
Like a rabbit.
Yeah.
Lame. The frustrated cannibal threw up his hands.
Oh,
I get it! Because he ate his hands,
so
and then he
gross.
threw them up!
That's so gross.
A criminal's best asset is his liability. Oh, brother.
Wow, no. Boo.
I didn't have the faintest idea as to why I passed out. I heard about the guy who got hit in the head with a can of soda. He's lucky it was a soft drink. Silly.
Yeah.
There was once a cross-eyed teacher who had issues controlling his pupils.
Oh,
That's mean.
Yeah.
Diarrhea is hereditary. It runs in your genes.
Oh,
That's gross. But awesome.
And with the diarrhea joke,
All right. I'm
that
gonna
completes
this away.
all the jokes that Ellie can tell, and
Hey.
that's all she's got.
Thanks for
So
getting
that's
me
all
this.
you get,
You're welcome.
is that trophy. If you're using the trophy tracker on the PS5,
Ellie, you're so doing this.
the jokes that she tells in Pittsburgh are 1 of 3. The one joke that she tells in the suburbs is 2 of
Ellie,
3.
come on.
And
You broke
then
my camera.
this
I want new pictures of us.
run of jokes, it would be the 3rd
How
of
does this
3
work?
that you need
You just
for that requirement. So this is the next optional conversation. You're going to walk into the phone booth, and once you get started,
And off we go.
you're going to run through. You can select different poses, different funny faces, press all this stuff, and eventually, after they take a couple photos, the printer is going to conk out. It's going to shut off. They're going to have this nice little moment together.
I think we broke it.
And then you will be credited for completing the final optional conversation, and then we'll get the Getting to Know You trophy.
You want to keep exploring?
Hell yeah.
Attention. The 6 a.m. shift starts in 10 minutes. All drafted citizens must report for duty. Anyone absent
I hate
at
that
roll
lady.
call is in
Why does she have to sound like
violation
such a
of the
dick?
law.
I know, right? 6 a.m. shift starts in 10.
So that leaves you with one more artifact to collect
Okay, let
in the
me
Fun
try,
and
let me try.
Games sub-chapter, and it is behind the counter here at the Fast Burger to the left of where Ellie's standing.
Report all signs of
And then we're going to move
infection to
on
the nearest
to
area administrator. Remember,
pretty much the final sub-chapter.
Inaction costs lives.
It is the final sub-chapter. Sorry about that. The enemy of my
Yeah,
enemy.
that would definitely be better.
Bringing Riley back into the present time. So pick up this artifact here.
Hey, this escalator's working. Come here.
Kitchen note. And of course, the next place that Riley is going to take Ellie is the arcade. There are 3 different trophies that you can get in that area. Nobody's Perfect, Angel Knives, and then Skills, which is the water gun fight.
Embarrassing.
So look out for some information on the channel about those. Definitely be putting them into the trophy guide. But now we are back in the present time, and we're going to handle the last 2 artifacts. Once we collect these last 2, we should be getting the Chronicles trophy for collecting all 97 of the artifacts. And once you get that, you should really only have about 2 trophies left for the platinum, if you're following the guide. So head into this room, this sub room here, and pick up the crew photo, artifact number 96. You're going to come upon a few hunters. You can distract them, you can sneak up on them, take them out. But eventually you're going to have to go through this duct here. So follow the trail of blood, and that will lead you to your last artifact. You're supposed to head to the right there, but follow to the left. Pick that up and listen to it. I'm going to play some of it for you. And then I'm going to head towards the next story bit, where it's a great place to get the live bait trophy, where you throw a brick in between 2 clickers and 2 hunters, and have the clickers basically take care of the hunters for you. There will also be a couple more spots later in the same area where you can do that as well if you don't get it there. So that's all 97 artifacts. Hopefully this set of collectibles guides was helpful for you. There's Chronicles, the third last trophy we need for our platinum here. We'll go get live bait, and then we'll get the trophy for finishing Left Behind DLC.
I'm sure of it. Then why'd she keep me alive all this time, Alice? Huh? It doesn't matter.
And then we're gonna end up here in an area where we can throw a brick and get another trophy. Well, I hope this collectible guide was useful, and hopefully you've enjoyed revisiting The Last of Us or playing it for the first time. Hope this helped. Take care.